Welcome to the Pharmacy Podcast Show. You're listening to the first and only podcast dedicated to the business of pharmacy. You can find all of our episodes at pharmacypodcast.com.
Welcome to the Pharmacy Podcast. I'm your co-host in 2017, focused on your career development, Erin Albert. More on me over at my website, erinalbert.com. Today, we continue with our Back to School RX series. This is part 3, and we're focused on informatics as an add-on to go back to school. Today, we have not one, but 2 pharmacists who were trained in India and who are now almost done with their master's degree in BioHealth Informatics at Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis. Shravani Vemreddy is a pharmacist from Andhra Pradesh, and after completing her pharmacy degree in Bangalore, she decided to come to the U.S. to further study biohealth informatics. She's graduating this December from IUPUI. As well, Prashanthi Cortella is also a pharmacist from Andhra Pradesh, and after completing her pharmacy degree, she too decided to further study informatics here in the United States. With that, these 2 gals get into everything from programming languages that they've learned, what they loved about the coursework, and how they're going to apply that to not only become better informaticists, but as well, ultimately, better pharmacists and clinicians. So give a listen to tonight's episode. We hope you enjoy it.
Hello everyone, I'm Shravani Vemreddy. I'm doing my Master's in Health Informatics at IUPUI School of Informatics.
Hello, I'm Prashanthi Corthala. I'm doing my second year Master's in Health Informatics at IUPUI.
And you're listening to Pharmacy Podcast.
Today we have 2 pharmacists from India who are currently enrolled in the master's program of BioHealth Informatics at Indiana University, Purdue University in Indianapolis, Indiana. We wanted to talk to them about going back to school and studying informatics as an add-on to your professional pharmacy career path. With that, ladies, welcome to the Pharmacy Podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Shravani, we're going to start with you. Let's talk about how you originally became interested in pharmacy and then informatics.
Okay, sure. So basically, I spent my childhood in a small town in AP, India. And since then, I was fascinated about science and the miracles bound to it. And I believe that the wonders that science and technology have unfolded before us is just not limited to time and space. So my constant urge to learn and explore more about diseases and the threats to the lives, and they inspired me to take pharmacy as my major, because I believe pharmacy stood as a handy weapon to vanquish the life-threatening disease, and I wanted to contribute to the fast-growing advances in this field. And talking about informatics after my pharmacy, to be honest, I really didn't know much about health informatics as a career option after my PharmD. So it was only in my internship as a clinical pharmacist, I was introduced about EHRs, patient data, and the privacy by one of the provider whom I worked with. So the hospital I worked was a semi-private, and the patient records were really paper-based, and there was not a lot to do about the patient safety and the issues, the privacy issues. So then I researched more about EHRs and their functionality to realize that there is a lot of technical point to EHRs and how it can really help in the workflow efficiency, the improved patient outcomes, and dealing with the privacy issues. So that's how I chose informatics as one of the major career options after pharmacy. Yep, that's about it.
And Prashanthi, same question, but can you talk a little bit about the pharmacy degree in India? Is it similar or different from the States?
The course structure, I would say it's similar.
Okay.
But again, we don't have EHRs over there. So in that aspect, it's different.
Okay. And so same question. How did you become interested in informatics?
Firstly, for me, science has been fascination and more of wonder to me since my childhood. It was during my schooling, I happened to attend a 2-day workshop on life science. This is where my mind started to unfold into the world of science and medicine. Later in my life, I'm introduced to the term Doctor of Pharmacy. So it's a course I thought would benefit humankind. And therefore, I long to be a part of this creed to create a more scientifically advanced tomorrow. And the second reason is I'm a people person, and I thought pharmacy offers a rare balance of independence and interaction with patients, which is very appealing. Another major reason I got interested in pharmacy was my grandmother. She was diagnosed with cancer. She went through several surgeries and spent weeks upon weeks in a hospital. So going through that whole ordeal was painful and interested me in learning about science and medicine, specifically doing my research in oncology. And that is how I ended up choosing PharmD.
Well, that's certainly an inspiring story, Prasanthi. So why did you decide to come to the United States to earn your master's degree, particularly at IUPUI in BioHealth Informatics?
When someone is considering a career in healthcare, it's best to know that US is one of the major industries for healthcare, and it has it has excellent support facilities and strong university presence to international students. And therefore, I decided this would be the great country where I can pursue my master's.
And Shravani, was your experience similar with that decision?
Well, kind of similar, but I mean, in the aspects of standards, modern technology, and progress, United States made its remarkable identity in achieving and exploring new things when compared to any other country. And there is a lot of scope for biomedical research and developing cutting-edge technologies, which can be used in the front lines of medicine and developing policies affecting the privacy and security of health information. So researching more and more about it, I just chose United States over any other country for my master's because I thought that's the best decision I can take.
Okay.
I agree.
Prashanti, what was your favorite course in informatics studies and why?
I don't have any favorite course as such. I like entire health informatics degree.
Okay.
But since I should say one particular favorite course, so I would say it's Foundations of Health Informatics. So as the name of the course implies, this course has introduced me to the core principles of informatics that govern the communication systems, information retrieval, and clinical decisions, and telemedicine. In addition to this, it presented me with an excellent overview of various applications of informatics and the importance of the application of technology to enhance research and practice in the field of healthcare.
And Shravani, same question. And how do you think this coursework will help you become a better pharmacist?
Sure. So I would really agree with Prashanti on this. I mean, every course in this master's is really unique and intellect on its own. But if I want to fix on one favorite, I would say clinical decision support system. So, I mean, CDSs, we were slightly introduced in other courses, but then out of my own interest, I took CDSs as an major course because I was enthusiastic about clinical analysis, and I believe CDSs forms the base for the same. And it helped me learn about data and the systems which can be used for data curation and presentation. And answering how it would help me for a better pharmacist, I would say this course helped me in expanding my career opportunities in pharmacy management. And it would help me explore more about the branch of clinical analytics.
Yeah, so leading into that, Prashanti, what are your plans after graduation? Where are you in the coursework right now? And how do you see informatics adding to your pharmacy degree and knowledge base?
This is my last semester in health informatics. So I'll be graduating this December. So,
Congratulations.
Yeah. So I would like to see myself as a clinical analyst or clinical information manager or data scientist, and promoting the effective organization, analysis, and use of information in healthcare. 5 years down the lane, I'm hoping to clear the license exams and settle down as a pharmacist.
Cool. And Shravani, what do you want to do after graduation, and where are you in your coursework?
Yeah, so me and Prashanti, both of us came for the spring intake. So even I'm in my final semester.
Okay.
So now I'm doing my thesis based on improving the hospital workflow at VA medical center. So I just hope that I may complete my thesis on time and graduate in December. So, yeah, so but after my graduation, I just have just one goal for now, just work as a hospital-based clinical data analyst, and I'm applying for the same because I believe that, I mean, working in a hospital would help in making it easy and have some meaningful understanding of workflow, and I believe it's essential for developing any kind of system and improving the care.
And did you both go to your program or through your program on a full-time basis? And if so, how long did it take you?
Yes, both of us are full-time students in our master's program. So we have 36 credits before we graduate. So I would say it took us like 2 years. I mean, being a full-time student, it's really hard to complete it soon or maybe late, but 2 years is a perfect time, I would say, to complete and learn completely about the master's.
Yeah, I would agree with Shravani.
Okay. And what advice would you have to a pharmacist, maybe either here in the United States or even back at home in India, who is thinking about also adding on an informatics degree to their quiver of career trajectory?
I would definitely recommend informatics as an add-on degree. It has unique combination of skills in healthcare, business intelligence, information technology, information systems, and data analytics. Also, I encourage students to have a better understanding of hospital systems in USA. And I also suggest them to learn some programming skills to not to get into trouble. Because we being from a pharmacy background, we initially struggle to code.
Okay.
So,
and what kind of languages are you working on in your program?
So the languages right now are mostly databases or the statistical data analytic tools. Like we use R programming, Python, SAS for the quantitative data analysis part, and databases we mostly use SQL, I mean MySQL, and we use Excel, and we use MS Access too for the same. And it's mostly the quantitative data analysis we deal with because most of the data we deal is the patient data. Otherwise, we do other community-based projects where we use tools like NVivo for qualitative data analysis.
And so learning coding, I don't know personally that much about coding. I'm messing around in SQL a little bit at work. But so what would you tell a pharmacist who's maybe a little intimidated by coding and maybe needs to get over that hurdle in order to further study informatics?
Practice, just practice a lot.
Practice man, perfect.
Yeah, so because I mean, when we started, it was really hard. I would say our first semester was like a nightmare because I interned there, and like I immediately came here for my master's, so I really didn't get a chance to look into how coding looks like. So that's why that is one of our major recommendation, be it me or Prashanti. Whoever wants to go back to informatics school and they are from a pharmacy background. So I would just recommend all of them to have some basic knowledge on databases and programming. It's not that bad. I mean, we were intimidated when we started, but it is really exciting as we go through. It is really good to work, and it's really good hands-on experience to have some knowledge on patient data.
Prashanti, let's start with you. So you're getting close to graduation. Where can people find you online?
I'm pretty easy to find.
Okay.
People can email me directly at kodthala@gmail.com. So I would spell it as KODTHALA prasanthi@gmail.com.
And Shravani?
Yes, I would say, I almost check my LinkedIn every single day. So whoever wants to connect me can find me on LinkedIn with my full name. That is Shravani Vemireddy, like SravaniVemireddy. Or they can find me or find my contact information on my lab website, which is www.theinnovativeview.com.
Great. Well, thank you, ladies, for sharing your insights with our audience tonight. For those of you interested in informatics, they're both students, again, at the IUPUI School of Informatics and Computing, and we'll be sure to link up their links as well as the school links to our notes. Thank you, ladies, for being part of the podcast.
Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure talking with you, and have a good night.
You too. Thank you for listening to another edition of Back to School RX, our mini-series on pharmacists returning to graduate school and school to further their education and or make career pivots. We invite you throughout this mini-series, if you have questions, to tweet us over at Erin L. Albert, that's my Twitter handle, or of course, Pharmacy Podcast, and use our official hashtag with your question, hashtag BackToSchoolRx. We're going to try to do our best to address any questions that you have about turning or returning to graduate school or school during this mini-series. Again, my name is Erin Albert. You can reach me over at my website as well, erinalbert.com. Thanks so much for listening and have a great day.